Pine class. Another thing we're going to try and do every day, or at least a few times a week, is a story time. I'm lucky that I've got lots of fantastic books at home that I can share with you. And we're going to start with this book here. It's called Journey to the Beginning of the World. The author is someone called Virginia McLean, and it's illustrated by Irvin Chu. Today I'm going to start with the first chapter, and what I'll do is I will read each page and then I'll show you the pictures. I think that'll be easiest. So, chapter 1, Journey to the Beginning of the World. Sophie was a curious little girl and was always asking questions. I expect you know someone like that. What does? How long till? Where does? When will? But why? How was the world made? She asked one day. But her mum couldn't answer. Her dad couldn't answer. Her granny couldn't answer. Her grandpa couldn't answer. And even her very clever teacher, Miss Puddle, couldn't answer. So, on the first day of the school holidays, Sophie decided she would go and find the answer. There she is. As she packed her treasures into her bag, Sophie's little brother Kit said, "I want to come." So he packed his rucksack and they set off together. "Where do we go?" asked Kit. Sophie took Kit's hand and said, "Well, Dad thinks that reading helps to make people clever. Let's go to the Primetastical Book Emporium and ask Mrs. Prim where we can find the answer." When Sophie and Kit walked into the shop, Mrs. Prim said, "Hello there. Come along to the children's section. We have some lovely new Hungry Ninja books for you, Sophie, and Alien Banana books for you, Kit." "Well, actually," said Sophie, "I have a very important question, and I was hoping you could direct us to the answer." "Oh," said Mrs. Prim. Behind her sensible glasses, there was a twinkle in her eyes. "In that case, I have a very special section of the bookshop to show you." She made sure that no one else was looking and took Sophie and Kit down a passage to a curtain right at the back of the shop. As she drew it aside, they saw a secret room. "These are the most important books ever written," said Mrs. Prim. "They are for curious children who dare to ask the biggest questions of all." "But how will we know where our answer is?" asked Sophie. "You must ask the books your question," said Mrs. Prim. So she did. "How was the world made?" Sophie asked the books. A book on the very top shelf started to shake. It squeezed itself out from between the other books, spread its cover like wings, and flew down to Sophie and Kit. They were a little frightened it was going to hit them. Sophie covered Kit's head protectively, but the book slowed down as it reached them and landed gently, glowing as its pages opened up. "But I can't read this," said Sophie. "It hasn't got proper words, only strange symbols." "Those are ancient Chinese characters," said Mrs. Prim. "Don't worry, just look hard at the book and it will take you to its realm. There a wise creature will tell you the answer to your question." Sophie and Kit held hands tightly and stared at the book's pages. All of a sudden, whoosh, In a cloud of sparkling dust, they were transported to another time and another place. Sophie and Kit landed at the bottom of a huge mountain. They were standing on the steps of a colourful temple and could smell the sweetness of burning candles and incense sticks. "Where are we, Sophie?" "I'm scared," said Kit. He clung even more tightly to his big sister's hand. "You are at the temple of the Pangu King," said a deep voice. Then, from behind a wooden screen came a great old panda, with a little panda clinging to his leg. Sophie and Kit were a little shy and wished that they had a big, strong leg to cling to. But Sophie swallowed and bravely asked in her loudest voice, "Wise old panda, how was the world made?" "That's a very important question, little one, and it is a question to which I have the answer," said the panda. "The giant Pangu was the first living being and creator of the world. Would you like me to tell you his story?" "Yes, please," said Sophie. That's it for chapter 1. Next time we'll find out about the giant Pangu and how he created the world.